It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was horn. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bar, bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What? You got to have vision.
Limousine, and every time I'm seen, I got to be clean.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and...
Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in it. I just left a light in this bitch.
You hear what I said?
Yes, bitch, I heard you. I'm pretending like I didn't.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Well. Gotta get a piece of mind.
Your feet. He looked down, seen his feet. The nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool. It's cool enough just being cool. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
My eye, plus I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply.
First you tell us that it is manly to keep your word. All right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all that the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well then, show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well then, stick to your word. And let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground that we will match you and we will override you. And if that's what you're afraid of us, then tell us that just what you're afraid of. But don't keep hiding it from us and holding this up to us, and every time we ask you for something, you give us a little bit of something, and it's all tokenism. We don't want tokenism. And there are most black men in this world that don't want charity. And yet still every time we ask you for something, you give us a little piece, a little piece. You're playing games with us. We're not children. We're big men. I've seen my father have to put up with all kinds of stuff. He was a big man. He raised a family. He went down south, and he had to go around to the back door with his wife. We're not asking for anything. We're not asking for any favors. All we want is what's ours. Now, there are many black veterans who are coming back, and they're mad. They're angry. Do you think that they're going to sit down through this? Our fathers didn't have the knowledge that we had. They sat through it. But there are other black youth that are not going to sit through it. We know about Che. We know about Fanon. We've read the books of our revolution. We've listened to Mao and his quotations. We know where we stand. We're not going to sit for it. We're asking, and if we ask and we don't get, we're prepared to stand up and take it. If I ask a man, I tell a man I am hungry. I tell him I am cold. And I ask him to do something about my condition. And this man holds a loaf of bread right in front of me so I can see it, and I keep asking him, I'm begging him to please give me a slice of the loaf of bread. I am hungry. Then it is known by every psychologist that the next step in the progression is I am going to knock him upside the head and take the bread from him. I'm not going to starve to death.
Physical and mental torture. But that's all right, because we said even before this happened, and we're going to say it after this, and after I'm locked up, and after everybody's locked up, that you can jail revolutionaries, but you can't jail a revolution. Right. You might run a liberator like Aaron Cleave out the country, but you can't run liberation out the country. You might murder a freedom fighter like Bobby Hutton, but you can't murder freedom fighting. The party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You've got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pigs. The people are going to have to stand up against the pigs. That's what the pastors are doing. That's what the pastors are doing all over the world.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
Dance with me. Oh, yeah. Dance with me. Oh, yeah. Everybody. Dance. Dance with me. Oh, yeah.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama. And you
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
You got to pray to God and tell God your rent due. Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God.
Some people, they feel like you almost have to sell your soul to get fame, or is it just hard work, or is it luck, is it consequence, is it?
No, most of us in sold our soul. We just call it something else.
Don't know me, want it. I don't mean to be out of line. I don't mean to be out of line. Come with baggage, just not answer the way was on.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I like that.
Bitch niggas, hoe niggas, rich niggas, broke bitch. I told niggas this was on, yeah, right.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
I think we OD. I think we OD.
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass.
My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard.
Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah.
You got.
Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come in. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the deuce. Heavy, I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the deuce. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come in.
I guess you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Do that dance, baby, do that dance, let's work it out.
No idea the condition that we're in, the psychoneurosis that we suffer. We suffer terrible, terrible blight. We don't know who we are. We use European names, and we just are comfortable with our condition. We really don't know who we are. We have no idea. We're captive. And we're absolutely comfortable with this situation.
Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only galactic daddy-o welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. Well, that is my cue to come on in and say what's happening to everybody. Happy winter moon, happy frost moon. Got a lot of different names, but yeah, joyful new full moon. And I hope you're feeling and getting all the energies for the full moon. So I hope it's, and we're gonna have fun. You know what I do every full moon, so we're gonna have fun. So I have one last 3-hour incense. And so I'm gonna burn it for tonight. It's cool. It looks like a sparkler and shit. Oh. To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and the center. Turn up all this stuff. Let all this stuff activate. Yeah, that should do it. Well, what's happening? Let me see. Who do we have in here tonight? We have Dr. Sinister, Chocolate Risers.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
And then, let me see. Then we have Jamar. What is happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
And then we have OTF. What's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
And then we have PJ Allen.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
What's happening, everybody? What's happening? I guess the first thing I'm gonna jump into is week 15. Now, who out there? Now, we see it. We see it is on wax. But who gave me this pick right here? Talking about the Texans. You see my original pick. My original pick was for the Texans, but someone on here convinced me to switch to the Dolphins. See that? My original pick was the Texans. Now, who was that? Who did that? Which one of y'all was out there that did that, gave me that advice? But anyway, even with that said, I ended up 11-3. Even I'll take the L for that one because I switched it. I switched it on the record. But think about it. I really was 12-2. Really was 12-2. But anyway, so I won the Rams game. I won the Commanders game, the Chiefs, the Bengals, Ravens, Jets, Cowboys, Broncos, Cardinals, Eagles, Packers. I lost the Dolphins. I lost the Chargers game, and I lost the Lions game. So that put me 11-3 today. Remember, it's 2 games tomorrow. So 11-3 gives me 152-64. So 152-64. So I think I'm in the 70%, something like that. In 64. 152-64 where I am tonight. Tomorrow, the worst I can be in is 11-5. Right, 5, or I could end up 13-3. So if I win both games out tomorrow night, which I'm pretty sure I will. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out tomorrow. Fun weekend. Did y'all see the dude? His name for the Seahawks, his name is Sharmaday Ray. Sharmaday. Like the wine. You know what do you call the wine? His name was Sharmaday. It was like the wine name. I was like, damn. I was like, wow. And so, yeah, I watch football all day. I've been pretty lazy, y'all. I just watch football all day. I ain't exercised in a couple of weeks. I've been super lazy. There was a football related ritual death that I don't see it here, but let's find Jim, what was his name? I don't think that's his name. Oh, yeah, that is his name. Yeah. Okay. This isn't what I wanted, but I guess it is what I wanted. This cat died today. Jim Tooney. Jim Tooney died today. This cat right here. Jim Tooney. Think I can Jim Tooney reffed from 1960 to 1990. He reffed for 30 years. This cat. Oh, That was a wiki peek, I think. Eagles, and so he refed some big games. This is Super Bowl maybe 7, 8. So he refed a bunch of Super Bowls. In the book, the cartoon. Now look at this. See the head ref. Even here, the head ref had the black hat, and the other refs had white hats back then. Now it's the opposite. The head ref has a black hat. The side refs, the other refs have white hats or black hats. So that's how long. And he did the Ice Bowl game. So he did a couple big games. Is the cartoon Superfan. And in Superfan, let's see. Yeah. And Superfan, they made fun of him. They had a character that was technically him. And so, but here we go. Where'd it go? Right here. Why is it switching on me? Here we go. Jim Tooney, American football. He's born in 29. Wow, he's old. Ooh, this old pimp was in his 90s. American football official, National Football League from 60 to 90. In his 31st year, in 31 years in NFL officials, he received 29 post-season assignments, including 10 Super Bowls, 10 championship games, and Super Bowls. So he did championship 60. Well, so NFC, AFC championship games, but he probably did before the Super Bowl. There was six champions, 60 to 66, 67 season. So and he did 3 Super Bowls. He remains the only ref to work consecutive Super Bowls. Wow. So okay. Following death, and Tooney was the only living ref from the first 16 Super Bowl. Following Ben Drief's death, Tooney was the only living ref from the first 16 Super Bowls. Wow. Nicknamed the Dean of Refs, he was the first official to be named All-Madden team. And won the Gold Whistle Award from the sports officials. He wore uniform 32 for most of his career when NFL numbered each position separately, 79 through 81, rather than assign one number per official. He wore number 3. Tooney's trademark signal upon a successful field goal extra point featured raising his arms with his fists clenched and then opening both fists, his fists simultaneously to indicate attempt is good. Officials who worked on Tooney's crew for many years included former great Pat Harden at ump, and linesman Bert Toller, MFL's first African-American official. Wow. So Pat Hayden, I didn't know Hayden. I thought Hayden was just a announcer. I didn't know he played for the Rams and he played for USC. He graduated from high school in LA in 47, Occidental College, began officiating football and basketball, working high school and college, Pacific Coast Conference, which was Pac-10, until 67. 60, he was hired to work with NFL as a field judge before being promoted to referee. 67, he would stay for the remainder of his career until retiring in 90. His final game was the 1990 AFC Championship game between Buffalo and the Raiders. He played on January 20th, 1991. He then worked NFL officiating staff as an observer, attending games each week, helping to an improvement of the game. Still active in the league for many years, Tooney was a member of the Commissioner of Tackle Blues official committee as a something chair. So memorable games, the field goal game, Baltimore, Green Bay in 65 as a field judge. The Ice Bowl. Wow. Okay. So at least he was alternative. So at least he got to stay on the side and probably be warmer. The kick. Oh, he did Tom Dempsey's kick, first 63-yarder. 79 AFC Championship game between Houston and Pittsburgh. That one had a bad call at the end where he caught it in bounds and they called him out of bounds. Right here, Mike Renfro was ruled to have been out of bounds. Parent touchdown pass late in the third, which would have beat Pittsburgh and tied the game. Tied it. Showed that Reno got both feet down, but Houston had to suffer for a field goal. The catch game, the 100th greatest Green Bay, the 100th game of Green Bay and Chicago, San Francisco at Denver, and the snowball game. Then Cleveland at the fumble when we had the on-purpose fumble by Barner. Then the Fog Bowl that should have been canceled because my Eagles would have stomped on Chicago in the Fog Bowl. Let me see. Tony was the last referee to conduct the coin toss for Super Bowl and also the first referee to supervise a coin toss conducted by a special guest. Prior to Super Bowl 12, Pro Football Hall of Fame running back Red Gage tossed the coin at the Louisiana. During the 87, two legendary referees, when Ernest Meyer fumbled near the goal line, alternative Jerry was forced to take over the field judge when Dick Dolan was a longtime member, pulled his hamstring on a long touchdown pass. Wow. Oh, he got a couple books and shit. So this is definitely a football ritual. Definitely a football ritual. So, oh, PJ Allen, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael. It's a foul.
It's that time. Oh, let's see. It's that time of year to kick back. Yeah, I can dig it. Do you believe there was Black Native Americans tribes? Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for my family. You know, I can speak for my family. And I think if you looked at them in today, and if you look at the history of where the people moved around, my family goes back to the 1500s. And so my great-great-grandfather was a full-blooded, he would have been, he would have been my fifth great-grandfather, because he died in 1619. Nafa Fushat I believe is how you pronounced his name. So what do you think he was? We know from our oral tradition, our people never came from Siberian. I have no Siberian in me. I have no mongrel in me. So that's what those people are. Some of those people are tied in, because again, we know. On the other hand, we know that the Omen and the Omic went all through Americas. I mean, there's ample evidence of this. Matter of fact, you can even find binded heads in America. So if you try to even say that even the Omic or the Mayan, what kind of people were they? They were definitely melanated people. So would they have been called, black folks? I don't know if they would have been called black folks or not. But I mean, if you look at everything, all the art and stuff, there's like black folks everywhere, black folks of different colors, So I just think that there were people here that would today be called black. And that's, again, where the word came from when they looked at these people. So, yeah. And that's what I got a couple partners on Facebook, and like even Turtle Gang, they still argue all this stuff, and I don't really see no point of arguing it. I say, you have to look at your family and what you are and what you feel. And right now, in this society, if you want to call yourself a cat or a dog, it's okay. So why is it wrong to say that we the Indians? I mean, that's if you can say a motherfucker say he's a cat and dog, you can identify with everything. They're saying you can identify with whatever you want to identify with. So, yeah. But yeah, that was Gene Tony was part of Morbid News, and that was a pre-playoff. That's playoff and a season sacrifice. Now I don't know who this chick is. Yeah, I guess I kind of remember her. The Next Generation, Jill Jacobson, dies at 70. Oh, she was the doctor. She played the doctor on Next Generation. Said she passed away at Cedar Sinai, falling in battle with they ain't not telling, but she was the doctor, I think. Let's see. Appeared in Star Trek as Vanessa, and then again in Deep Star as Iro. Private Detective Aaron and CBL's Falcon Crest. Appeared in Star Trek as Vanessa. Maybe she wasn't the doctor. Actually, plays New Gadget. I don't remember that one. Jill comic timing was brilliant. Taking other credits, Quantum Leap, Who's the Boss. Okay, so she was a bit actress. Okay. Yeah, so. Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to see on the Morbid News what's happening. Oh, here we go. I think that's the only Morbid News I got, I think. Oh, let's see this shit. Here we go. I accidentally, but this sounds like some interesting shit. Filipino woman who was on death row in Indonesia returned home after 15 years in prison. Why did she get out and where's she going? A Filipino woman who was on death row was nearly executed by a firing squad. Was moved Sunday to a female prison in Indonesia capital from where she would be flown back to her home country. A Mary Jane who spent 50 years in Indonesian prison for drug trafficking. She was selling that bad boy, allowed to return home after Indonesia and the Philippines signed a practical arrangement. Somebody traded. They traded somebody. In a tearful interview, Whistle described as being like a miracle. For almost 15 years, I was separated from my family and my children. Villa would be 40 next month, was arrested in 10. As an airport in Indonesia where officials discovered see, I told you, she had 5 pounds. She tried to smuggle 5 pounds. Whoa! The mother of 2 were convicted to death. She had maintained innocence throughout years. She spent time in prison designing Indonesian clothing, painting, tailoring. But just before midnight, she was escorted through a crush reporters and waiting van that took her to Jakarta, wearing a t-shirt and black pants, was made saying, "I'm happy." Yeah, I bet. She probably had some government connection. She was selling that bad boy, y'all. 5 pounds. Oh, my goodness. How did you think you was going to get away? She probably had got away before. The only reason you're going to do that again, she had probably done it before. Like y'all ever watch the airport shows where the people is hustling and shit? You know, they get caught trying to smuggle in the airport. That shit is so fake. Not to say people don't get caught, but in this day and age, people know. Like they show sometime they make the cocaine into glue or some kind of mouthwash or some shit, and they can just magically figure out that there was something weird about that person. And when we look through they shit's gonna have some stuff in it. I mean, that should be so fake. That'd be propaganda to try to stop the little smugglers. It's okay when the big smugglers do it. But it's not okay when the common people try to come up. I say make all that shit legal. Shit. I think Amsterdam isn't a part of Amsterdam where everything is legal. So make all that shit legal. See, this is the kind of stories I hate right here. Everything has to be about the bread when it comes to melanated people. NFL bound flaunts $300,000 watch. Why does that get any attention at all? I mean, again, why? And this is for children. You know, only children want to hear about this. Only children. I mean, why is it all about the bread when it comes to melanated people? You know, it's always about the bread, which is some bullshit. It's always about the bread. Now, what is this? Wow, he's young. He's younger than me. He's about Nick Taylor's age. Rob Michelle, sports camera operator. He died at 59. Lighting director has died. He was 59. Colleagues recently interrupted a broadcast to pay tribute after his passing, recognizing the work he's done in Southern California across the country. He has been a fixture in the sports broadcasting industry nation for 30 years and a court reporter. For majority of his career, he's part of the crew for Los Angeles announcers Vin Scully. It's out of the field. I probably had something to do with it. Pay tribute after working for the Dodgers. Rob was the best high home camera on biz. He directed a handful of games and taught me, okay, I'm sorry that you passed. This is definitely, I would say, almost a California ritual death. But again, if you drink from that monster's cup, you got to pay for it. You had that little bit, you're going to have to pay for it eventually. So that's how it kind of works. Right here, Kamala Harris should run for governor. She should run for governor. Now they're pushing her because they want her name to stay out there. They still want her name to stay out there. They ain't burying her yet. Oh, yeah, this cat died. I don't know if you guys knew who this was, but he was 99. I think he died since last Wednesday I came on. But Dick Van Dyke passed. He was 99 years old. But yeah, this is Dick Van Dyke, and this is his family. So, 4 children. Good mix of children. Born in the 50s, initially his father acting footsteps. So, Barry Van Dyke. Okay, this was, I think he played, gosh, what did he play on? But Dick Van Dyke from the Dick Van Dyke Show, he was also a dancer. So, comedian, kind of comedian too. He played in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. We love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. I know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang, you love me too. I don't know. So, this is his family. Okay, and this is how they look grown. Okay. So, and that's a big death. But again, you know, depending on what you did in your life and the debauchery you did, they let you live to be 99 sometime. Because even though you drank from that poison, you didn't do the debauchery. So it'd be interesting to see how they bring his casket out. I bet they bring his shit out on their shoulders. It's funny, they did Aaliyah like that. They took Aaliyah out, and as Sly says, in good standing. As Sly would say. That wasn't what's supposed to be there. It doesn't matter. I can get it out quick. Oh. Okay. Let's see here. I got to pee, so I'm sorry I didn't pee before I came. But, you know, I do have to pee. Here we go. So I'm going to play a little bit of my old stuff, if you don't mind. And, yeah, play a little bit of my old stuff while I pee. So it shouldn't take me too long. And then I'll come back. Oh, yeah, this will be cool.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this fun?
I'm Hank searching for Golson, who does a little bit of what film. I've never heard of that film. But just give me a second while I Terminal. Never heard of that. The same year he married his wife, Bobby, who survived. Oh, shit.
Listen, you want to skip this ad. I would too. But what if I told you there's a skip ads for everybody?
It's called Pi, and if that sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've seen their ads everywhere. It's an.
Hey, how's it going? What's up? Got some old school Viking artifacts for you.
All right. Whoa. I mean, this is definitely some money right here.
Here we go. Oh, okay. Seattle and Detroit. Seattle is giving Seattle's a +3, so Detroit's giving up 3 to Seattle. I am still taking Detroit at home. I don't really mess with the money line. But the over and under, Cowboys and Giants is 45. New Orleans and Atlanta is 42. Now, remember last week, a lot of these games was under, and it seemed like the 48 was the under mark. Cincinnati and the Panthers, I doubt that one's going to go to 48. One to look for is the Rams and the Bears, 41. I'd say probably under 41, but if the Rams blow them out, they might hit that. But that's a game to look at because it's such a different than some of these other scores. Vikings and Packers is 43.5. I think it's going to be lower than that. Jacksonville at Houston is 45. Pittsburgh at Indianapolis is 40. Broncos, Jets, 38. Might want to look at that. Commanders in Arizona is 50. I say under that, way under that. New England and San Francisco is 39. That's one to keep your eye on with that kind of number. Kansas City at the Chargers in Kansas City, 39. Another one to pay attention to. Cleveland and the Raiders, 37. Rams. All right, thank you for that quick intermission. You know, when you be going to the movies and shit, you try to be pissed real quick. Now the next thing I want to talk about, I want to see though if I can bring up one of my points. Yeah, I want to see if I don't quite know how to spell it, but whoops. Let me see if this will come up. Not the oh yeah. Here it is. It came up. Ah, okay. Here it is. Let's see if I can get it by itself. Here we go. I don't know if I can. Nope. All right. This is fine. All right. It's on my hand. I went to see Kraven on I didn't go see it on opening night. I went Friday and it was cold, the motherfucker too. But I went to see Kraven, and here's the poster. My son fucked it up. He used my brush, and then I had left. Because what I do is I get the posters and take them in my car, so I ain't got to carry them around the movie theater. But went to see Kraven, and you know, those of you that know, when you see Kraven, you think about him sitting in that chair wearing the lion's coat. The movie opens up really deep. I mean, it really does. I mean, it starts. Like its opening premise is deep. Russell Crowe is his dad. The dude who played the crazy emperor in Gladiator is his brother. Now, if those remember the retarded gladiator emperor, that's who his brother is, and his brother later comes into interest. Comes into prominence throughout the movie, but they're Russian gangsters. And so he was a Russian gangster. I think the Russian gangster had an illegitimate son with a lady, but both of the children went to boarding school together. And so it starts off where they get picked up from boarding school and they get taken by this gangster, and this gangster's telling you that his mother, you know, that the mother killed themselves. Oh, OTA, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
Now, I ain't played pickleball still in a while. But anyway, let me get through this. So his mother, and they always show like fade back, cutbacks, you know, memories of what happened to his mother. And his mother, you come to find out, his mother was put in a crazy house by this gangster, and she ends up killing herself. So anyway, he takes the boys, and the older boy, who's, you know, they got Russian's name, but the older boy who becomes Kraven, the dad takes them hunting. The dad is an avid hunter. He takes them hunting, and they all got shotguns, but they know there's a killer lion in the area. They know it's in the area, but he got these teenage boys, so they're always kind of fanned out in the jungle. It reminds you a little bit of Platoon. What is Platoon? How they're all walking through the jungle with their guns. And the boy comes up on this killer. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of people would miss this part. The boy comes damn near face to face with this lion. And the boy is first about to shoot the lion, but then he looks the lion in the eye. And I think what you're supposed to get from that is they made a connection right there. They looked at each other in the eye and they made a connection. And the boy doesn't shoot the lion. And the lion comes, and even though they made a connection, the lion comes and mauls the shit out of his ass. I mean, the lion's fucking him up. Russell Crowe's running, and Russell Crowe's shooting. He's shooting the shit out this lion. It ain't doing shit to the lion. The lion carries him away. Now, one thing they show, and I'll talk about her too. So one thing they also show is while he's laying under the lion from being shot, some of the lion's blood goes into Kraven. Kraven has all these open lion wounds. The blood goes into him. They have another character whose name was Opal, and Opal was related to a bunch of witches. And this is where this is where this sigil becomes a important part of the movie. This sigil here is Papa Legba, and it shows Opal's family have a connection to Vudan and Papa Lobo, Laga, and show the connection. Papa Legba, excuse me. So this becomes very prominent. And one thing, her grandmother did is her grandmother gave her this juice, like gave her this concoction that the women in their family at a certain age drank it to give them foresight. So she had just got it. She so Kraven is laying there dying. The young girl, for some reason, the truck stopped to look at some giraffes or stuff because her parents is on safari. I think her parents is from Africa because her grandmother was in Africa. So anyway, next thing you know, Opal done jumped off the truck and walks in the bush. And when she walks in the bush, the lion looks at her and takes off running. Now, when Russell Crowe shot the lion, he did hit it in the spine. But anyway, so she gives him a drink of this potion that was meant for her. Now remember, he had a drop of lion's blood, some of the lion's blood dropped in his system. Then he had this concoction. And then when he starts getting foresight, this starts coming in, which is real interesting. And let me tell you, the problem that you see in this site is what you see in the site that's unnatural is the mason lock right here. This probably wasn't in it. This appears to be a lock right here. And these crosses, even though they usually mean direction, but usually when you see these in sigils, they're type of blocks. Now, I could be wrong, but more than likely this kind of stuff here was added later. Now, maybe if this means direction, it wasn't, because that's what it would be. But this kind of thing is obviously added. This is an add-on. This Mason sign right here is an add-on. They added this, and that makes me think they added these crosses. Because when you see sigils, the reason why they added crosses is the Catholics and the Christians got together, and to take away this stuff, they had to put these locks in it. And so the way it's like this, you would have to like take this away, take this away, take this away, and take this Mason thing away, then try to use it. Now, I know some of the cult people may disagree, but again, you're not really getting inside of this. I mean, that's how deep these sigils can be. You can literally get inside of these sigils. These sigils, like it's almost like these are lanes of moving into these different zones, these different dimensions, these different layers. That's what all this helps give you. But when you see locks on it, it tends to, that's how they block it. So they only let you get so far and you get locks every time. Instead of being able to fully get this in your knowing, these locks are more than likely in it. Because that's how they do it. They put locks in it to block you from moving through it. That's the easiest way I can put there. It's like you can freely move through this. It's not just like they show you where you can just see this. You can actually move through this and all that it has to offer. So you can truly get all the message. So this becomes prominent in the movie. Not really, but it's interesting. It's interesting because Kraven, I always thought was like a more modern Tarzan. He's living in the jungle and, and him and his but so anyway. So Kraven wakes up, and when he wakes up, he, she gives him the potion and he's alive. He's alive. And so he wakes up in the hospital. The little girl sees him, and the little girl had gave him a card. And I think the card was the death card, which means completion. And so he had the card. Of course, he finds her, but that's a different story. So come to find out, the way it starts with him being an adult, he goes into this prison. And we find out it's a Russian prison. He goes into the Russian prison. So first they had a group of people going to prison, but they stop and go piss. Apparently, he walks around the building. One of the characters make you think, can he piss back? And the people's like start laughing. They say, what did you think we was going to forget about you? You'd never make it. The wolves would eat you. But anyway, so he gets on the bus, rides to this prison, goes through everything to get into prison. They finally give him a room. And when he gets in the room, they have the mafia guy. You know, it's like one of the oligarchs is in prison, and he wants to see this new prisoner that kicked one dude's ass. So he sees him, and he kills the oligarch. And then this motherfucker sneaks out of the goddamn prison. He's climbing up walls and shit. He's climbing up defenses. He's jumping from building to building. This motherfucker escapes from prison. And while he's running through the jungle, you know, he kills a couple guards. And while he's running through Siberia, he has somebody working for him. And he jumps on a plane and they take off. So he's a hunter and he's going around killing everybody. So, and then if you look at the Opal story, Opal becomes a lawyer and she starts being a lawyer. And so this is where it kind of gets predictable. And so, you know, we go to where his brother owns a club and is a singer, and his dad is still, you know, like a oligarch mafia boss in America. And so this is where the story starts getting kind of predictable. Like they have where they set him up, and he because they take his brother, which again, what guy says that they start taking the ones you love. You got to be careful. So it was that easy to take an oligarch's son that owns a club. It was just break into his apartment, just get him. He had no bodyguards or nothing. You can just go into his apartment, just get him. Hunter had a habit of every year going to pick him, you know, going to see his brother and going out with him. And so that was unrealistic. That was unrealistic. And then when he goes and hunts his brother, they set a trap for him to try to kill him. Well, like this motherfucker has the smelling like a dog. So as he gets near this prison, should have been able to smell his brother wasn't there. You dig? He should have been able to smell that his brother wasn't there. So that's but me and my wife was sitting there. So that was kind of, you know, disappointing and, you know, because he would have been able to smell if his brother had came that way. Even his brother moved on the car, this motherfucker's nose is so sensitive, he could tell if his brother was up in this building. Of course, it's a trap and stuff. Now, there's one character, I don't really know who the dude is, but the dude can hypnotize you. Then he can phase in and out and move, not really fast, but move while you are in a hypnotized, so he can move around fast. Maybe one of y'all know who that character is. I'm not sure. So that part was predictable, you know. Then he ends up going back home and he lives on some of this Russian family and stuff. Opal finds him, or he saves Opal. He don't save his brother, but he saves Opal and he takes her to where he's from and stuff. So anyway, this phase dude figures out a way. That's why I wonder if the phasing dude was that Scarecrow. That's what I think it is. I think the phasing dude is Scarecrow. Could be wrong, but I think it is because they give Kraven a poison and he basically beats Kraven, but out of nowhere, Opal, you know, she's been taking this juice and shit. She's got a little power and she hits this motherfucker in the head with a crossbow. So she kills the Scarecrow dude. I think that's who the character was. And then of course, you know, he has to fight the rest of them. So he kills the Rhino. So this is where the Rhino is. So the day dude got mauled, the Rhino tries to go in business with his dad, and his dad kind of brushes him off. Then later, the Rhino is the one that's setting all this up. You remember the Rhino? The Rhino is always fighting Spider-Man, and the Rhino's got a pack that keeps him from being a Rhino. You know, he's got a little pack like, you know, people had oxygen. He's got a little pack on his back that keeps him from being a Rhino. He can just plug into that and his skin don't get hard and he don't turn into the Rhino. I think people would have liked to see the Rhino a little more because the only time you've seen full Rhino is at the end when he fights, you know, Kraven. And of course, predictably, Kraven kills him. And what is kind of predictable too, because I sat there and looked and I was like, oh, his daddy is behind all this. And so what the daddy did is he made the Rhino go against his son instead of coming against him. And that's what he admits. But I kind of had figured that out before. I'm like, the daddy did all this shit. So I had kind of figured that shit out before. So the beginning of the movie was very deep. The end of the movie it's a ton of action. It is a ton of action. Lot of action. Well written, but the middle part is kind of predictable. You know, it was kind of predictable. And some things were contradiction. Again, being set up, not getting close to that building and not being able to smell your brother. He'd have been able to smell his brother. So, but out of 10, I'd say a 7. I'd say a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. So I think it's worth seeing. I enjoyed it. So, oh, let me see. I said no. Drink from the chalice. Yes. My Minnesota Twins choked. Yeah, they did. But yeah, I might go play pickleball tomorrow. I'm thinking about how's the shoe collection. Oh, that might be a good pivot. Hey, Mac V Productions, thank you for joining.
You can't get too close to Michael. It's a foul.
They did joke. Your Adidas tracksuit. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of them. Alberto, what's happening? Yeah, Alberto, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael. It's a foul.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really care if the nigga was there. It looks like that's why he's taking a leave of absence. Absence is the word, but I really don't give a fuck about that kind of shit. If he was there or not, you know, I don't care. You know, that's kind of the way I look at it. I look at it as like, what would make you think he wouldn't be? It was the thing to do. I mean, even Jamie Foxx was hounding him to go. Remember how Kevin Hart got in? Kevin Hart got in by videotaping. Remember? And so everybody wanted in. So don't think that didn't happen. Everybody wanted in, and that's the way, you know. Again, it's if you look at Predators, the way they work, they want these people there. Their people are telling them you need to be there, you need to be seen. You dig? That's how that works. I mean, think of like how Oprah was taking those young ladies to Harvey Weinstein. Well, they wanted people wanted to be in front of Harvey Weinstein at that time. So it's the same thing. It's like the Hefner parties, the Playboy parties. That was the place to be for debauchery and a bunch of other shit. That was the place to be. So, you know, it's it's a continuation, you know, from the Gilded Age. What was the movie with DiCaprio in it? It was the book, The Great Gatsby. That Great Gatsby party ain't never ended. Remember the Great Gatsby party where they used Kanye's music, but they all danced like flappers and shit? That party has never ended. That party has went on long as Hollywood. Hollywood been around over 100 years. It's movies from the early 1900s. I think Edison made his movie camera in the late 1890s. So that Great Gatsby party ain't never ended. And Puffy is just continuing it. That dude, the little short dude, is always hugging behind somebody. He continued the white party. Remember that? So it's never ended. It's never ended. Oh, yes. Let me show you. I did. I bought another Apophyllite pyramid. This one's pretty clear. I got one clear though, but this one's pretty clear. But the treat is this. Let's check this out. Like I really like when I go to crystal shops, you know, I really have to turn off a lot of my sensitivities because all the crystals be wanting to take me, you know. And so I really kind of have to kind of turn a small part of me off that's open to that kind of thing. But I still have to keep like, what do I want to say? I want to keep where I want to be open because if it's something that, you know, I need to be working with and I just hadn't thought about it. And so we bought, oh, and I should have brought my niece's stuff. I should have brought my niece's stuff in here. Gosh, I left her pendants. I forgot to bring her pendants in here. But I bought a couple pendants of Circenite. Oh, and I meant to grab the book to read this. So maybe I'll grab the book in a second if you give me. But I've been seeing a lot of ads of petrified wood. And I only had a little button. I only had a small little piece. And is it here? I don't think it's, no, it's in my daughter's room. But, and so, see? And look at that. Looks like a piece of wood. But listen, it's hard as a rock. And if you give me a second, I'll read and tell you the properties of petrified wood. Give me a second. And so I saw this piece. Wasn't very expensive. It was only like $35. I saw it and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm resonating with. 371, wasn't it? Here we go. Yeah, 371. I remembered. Now, one thing, automatically you should know, like, just like, I resonate with this amber. And amber is sap from trees that are probably petrified. And it can look like this. So petrified wood, also called fossilized wood or agonized wood, is a member of the quartz family, a silicon dioxide mineral with hardness of 6.5 to 7. And crystal system is hexagonal, trigonal. Contrary to popular belief, the wood has not actually become stone, only the form of the wood remains. Organic wood substance has been replaced by silicon dioxide. Experts refer to this as psychodumorphosis of chandrinoid or jasper after wood. If wood, after death, is quickly covered with fine-grained sedimentary rock, this allows for petrification, which preserves a large portion of the original form of the wood. Growth in rings, outer bark, and even wormholes in the wood can be preserved in this process. Most petrified wood is brown or gray, although some pieces contain yellow, black, and even blue or violet colors. The most spectacular is locally is Holsbrook, Arizona, where fossilized tree trunks up to 213 feet long have been found. Almost 200 million years ago, the water deposited the tree trunks in this area, then covered it with sediment hundreds of yards thick. Eventually, some of the fossilized woods was exposed by weathering. The petrified wood is locally is the most spectacular kind. So the dude who wrote the book, and what he says is a stone of patience, of slow, steady growth toward the goal of spiritual transformation. It reminds one not to push the river. Also, not to swim against the current. It reminds us that we can trust the flow of life and evolution, and the divine timing is probably better than the schedule one's desires might prefer. Petrified wood is a good stone for gradually strengthening the body. Is recommended to be carried or worn by those who need greater stability in the spine or skeletal structure. It is also instills strength of character and helps one live by one's idea. It gives one sense of peace during times of change. Even simply looking at one of these stones, imagine its existence as a tree hundreds of millions of years ago, one is reminded of the vastness of the great wheel of life and the importance of surrendering its inevitable turnings. Petrified wood assists one in past life recall. Is especially useful for grounding, and I knew that. Even before I read this, I knew that it was good for grounding. And gains one from experiencing these memories, making the connection between issues and themes of previous incarnations and the concerns of one's current life. It helps one turn past weakness into new strength. And just as perishable wood is evolved, it is that form of immortal stone. Petrified wood carries important of recent history of the earth. It can be utilized to view the acoustic records of this planet using petrified wood in conjunction with other stones attuned to the deepest past. It works with nuumite and aquilamaria. One can gain clear and stable vision of previous civilizations of times before humans were in physical form. One can go back and view the seedings of Earth evolution by non-human entities of great intelligence and spiritual power. Petrified wood can be combined harmoniously with all members of the quartz family, especially agate, jasper, and chatterlein. I don't know how to say that. For physical vitality and strength, bloodstone, jasper, carnelian are other allies. For past life, opal, blue opal, and agderite. So yeah, that is the latest one I picked up. Yeah, I'll have to, next time I come on, I'll have to bring the lockets because it won't be Christmas. I'll be on the 19th? Yeah, I'll be on the 19th, so make sure to I'll show the lockets. Sessanite, I think the lockets are called. Here it is. So yeah. Oh, and there was an angelite. And I know this crystal was probably $1,000 or more of angelite. Oh, Al Dragaroon, Amaroon Khan. Also the calm.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
See over the technician. Thank you for joining.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
Oh, Biz, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
Okay, what have I missed here? I think the Hunter should have won the Heisman, exposing him that trophy. What does it say? Do you alternate dimensional exist? Let me see one at a time. Do you alternate dimensionals? As I said before, it's like when you close your eyes, you should be able to see colors, and from that gives you the jumping off point to all spirituality. You have to be able to close your mind. You have to be at a trance. I mean, only from a true trance can you really get deep into it. You have to trance. And so, and once you fall into that deep trance state, a lot of different things start opening up for you. Like people talk about the Akashic records. I can hit that pretty regularly, just in what I call home. I can, because I was like, wow. Because at other times, I'm like the first time I really got into the Akashic records, it was like a big paper company. Like paper companies used to have big rollers that went through like 2-3 stories. The rollers were so big where all the newspapers came from. And that was my first time. The first time I really had to look back on my family and stuff, it gave that to me for some reason. But now it seems to be much easier. As I've talked about a couple of weeks ago, I really broke through another layer. And this is like, I don't even know, because it's like when you astro travel, there's a heaviness to it. And I don't mean heavy, but it's more solid, even though it comes in and out, because what happens is you're moving in the purple, and then wherever your home is going to be there most of the time. You're going to get the biggest fractals from the place where you belong. The place where your family, your ancestral stuff is, that's where your strongest fractals are going to come in. When you close your eyes and you get into a meditative state. And so, and like I guess like I don't even know where you would put visions in that kind of thing too. Because visions is, you're in another state even in a vision. You're seeing, a future event or a past event. So that's another state. Now, so I don't know if that's a dimensional thing. I don't know if that's quite be a dimensional thing, but that's because you totally, like when you have a vision, you totally go to whatever that vision is. It's like you're watching from right there, whatever it is, you're watching it unfold. But as you astro travel, it is like dimensions. I don't even know if that's quite the word, because there's a different experiences for everybody. And as you get more and more of a light body, you get more and more experiences. It's the best way I can explain it. Like I've got what they call, I got two little sticks that I hold. Kind of like when you see the Pharaoh hold two sticks. And I remember one time I left my body and I was moving, you know, these sticks was like harmonizers. They're called harmonizers, and they're like a driving a car, the way I was able to move through and stuff. And I've talked about before, you know, if I meet unagreeable entities, you know, I got laser blasters. I don't even know if I should say this or not, but like even the other night, I'll just tell this part. It's like I've talked before about the Book of the Dead says you meet agreeable and unagreeable entities. And the key is to make an unagreeable entity agreeable. And really one of the first things that really like the way they'll come at you sometime is to try to freak you out. I mean, they'll really try to do something. It's like, you know, like the mask and stuff. They try to bong stuff on you to see if you're scared, you know. And so that's the first thing some of them try to do. But again, if you just look there and you just you face this thing and you trying to get some knowledge from this thing and you want this thing to be agreeable with you. And again, that's where the ma'at comes in with you hit it with no emotion. And then they respect that. And it's like, okay, you know, what are we trying to do? So that's, you know, kind of a stacked question in a way. Yeah. Hunter's girl is using him, kids gang goofy. I don't know, fuck him, you know. As if that's what their thing is, they're already trying to do stories. It's like the problem that players have, like Jason Tatum's mom would be an example of like, I would like to see the little boy's mama. What does the little boy's mama look like? His son's mama, because like, you look at Zion Williams, you look at that Hunter, you look at a lot of the brothers like the same type of thing. And how is that possible? Like, how is it possible that these entertainers and these brothers this hooping and playing football, playing baseball, like the same type of thing? And that fake thing has become more and more. The big booties, I don't think big fake boobs will ever go out of style. The booties is going out of style, though. People starting to lose respect for that kind of thing. That people have done what they did to themselves to get this kind of shape instead of just working out. You know, they kind of cheated. And but what is it that players that want that kind of thing? You know, why would you want that kind of thing? And you know, now a woman, you know, how many bodies on it? Most motherfuckers don't care as long as they in it. They said, I'm in it right now. That's all I care about. So I don't know. Yeah, she got him looking like a simp. I know with my attitude, I would have been telling her to sit down with the general public. Of course, she is definitely a simp. Oh, might have won the Heisman, but he's Lord of the Simps until further notice. Well, you know, he seemed like, and you know, this dude made academic All-American too. Did y'all realize that about him? He just got academic All-American. So this dude is bright, but I mean, what is that song? I fooled around and fell in love, and sometimes love makes dudes simps. Now, a true simp is we don't know how much bread he done gave her. You know, because this dude is he ain't Sanders is the highest. Shador is the highest at 6 million. What was Hunter? 3-4 million worth, maybe 5. But Shador was like 6.5 million. Hunter was behind him. So how much bread did he give her, and how much bread does she have access to? Now you ask her to marry her, how much was the ring? You know, how much is the ring? So. Or he could do like Jackson did, give her a fake ring until it's really over, and you know. Or you get a lab grown ring. You get a 3-4 carat lab grown where you're only going to spend about 10, 15 instead of 100 and some thousand. So we don't know how much bread she gave that chick. So that would be my thing. How much bread did he give her? Yeah, BBLs look ridiculous. They definitely do. Some type of woman, shit. Ant-Man got him Ant-Man too. And he might have married her. I know they had their baby. Their baby's about a year now. So, well, their baby's probably 8 or 9 months. I don't know if their baby is quite a year, because I think their baby was born in 24. Like last summer, or right before, when probably March, April, June, July, June, maybe March, June, May, June. So A fake ring is comedy. Yeah, I'm just saying. Get instead of spending hundreds of thousands, just get a lab grown one. Get a lab grown one and only spend 10, 15. And if she don't sign a prenup, do like Jackson did. It's off till you sign a prenup. And I know he got some parents somewhere, and he got brains, so I think he gonna get it together. But I think he's also a kind of cat that ain't really bothered by a lot either. He's like, this is her time to shine. He don't mind her shining. That's what it appears like. But she is very controlling, because when she came down on the field and was talking a little shit because of him talking to the cheerleaders and stuff, that wasn't a time and place. It wasn't a time and place for that. That's not what you do. So that might be a flaw with her. So. Oh yeah, his Sprite commercial is the bomb. His Sprite commercial is very well thought of. He is dunking the presents in. He's shooting jumpers with the presents. So yeah, that was kind of his commercial is cool. His ads commercial is real cool. It's really clever. Even the one with all of them, the Sprite with all of them in it. That one is really cool too. With the puppets and shit, the animation, like, that's cool too. I like that. I thought that was really clever as well. So, once you got MFs in the NFL, you're gonna need a lot of that throat gold. She ain't special. No, not really. So it's just to see how much bread she got, and see that in a few years if he protects himself, because. I don't know. I wonder why. I mean, maybe all his. I think both of them had another year eligibility left. There's a quarterback that just signed with somebody. This is his 7th year, going into his 7th year. Again, they're gonna have unlimited eligibility at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be unlimited, but I think really what they should do is, I say anywhere between 18 and 28, you should be able to stay in college and play unlimited. So that's the way I look at it. Any dude who can't talk a woman out of her panties without talking about how much money he has or what kind of car he's driving will always be preyed upon. Those type of dudes got no conversation. Oh yeah. I mean, like, how many of y'all didn't have a car, but you was still going places, still taking chicks out? I mean, that ain't. It's not like if a woman likes you, she gonna be loyal to you no matter what. If she likes you, she's not really gonna care of your situation. If she likes you, and the two of you mesh and your personalities mesh, she really ain't gonna care if you got a car or not. If she likes you, and you're a good person, and again, like you said, if you got like Blue Marvel always says, you got that Mac, and you've got that game. And it's not game to use a person. It's a game to, again, what do I say about pimping? Pimping is just to convince a person into your thinking. Nothing more, nothing less. It got nothing to do with sex trafficking or anything of that. It is also a cultural thing. And the same way with macking. When you mac, you using that you using your rap. To get them on your team. That communication is going back and forth, and you saying the right things, and a woman will will give you the world. And so you don't really have to be a simp. We just saw a lot of simps this past election process, though. We saw a lot of niggas simping off this past election process, which is so sad that so many niggas was simping for this woman they don't even know, this woman that don't even care about them. So I'm convinced that there's a club that these grooms, these chicks to go after these athletes, showing them how to blow sticks and all that. I have a story for you in the house be knowing each other. I have a strong feeling in the hoes be. Well, I'm gonna tell you who was the first jump off athlete chick was Juanita Jordan. That chick was known to be in the club chasing athletes. So it was no accident that Jordan got her pregnant and she ended up getting $300 million. She was one of them jump off chicks. I saw what was so funny. Kirby Puckett. I mean, his woman was one of them jump off chicks that looking for athletes and he fell for it. I remember one time being around this nigga and he was describing the kind of woman he liked, and it was her. I mean, I remember seeing his wife and she was in the clubs. She was motherfucking in the clubs too. So it's always that, and that's what. That's, you know, Jordan was trapped by Juanita in the 80s. That's how long this has been going on of females being predators on players. Let me see. Can I tell this story? I know an older, check this out. This is how long it's really been going. I know a lady in her 80s, but when she was in her 30s and 40s, she was in Chicago dating all these motherfuckers for some chips. In the, you know, in the 70s and 80s, she was really pretty woman. She was getting them chips from people back then. So it's always been known to prey on the athletes. That's always been known. And I've told the story here. Patrick Ewing had a girl here. He had an Asian girl here. We saw her in the club every weekend. And she really wouldn't give you any play when he was in town. And sometimes you wouldn't see her because he would fly her to where he was. But when he was here, when the Knicks was here, he was in the club. She would be in the club with him. And, you know, when he was here, she really wouldn't, you know, you couldn't call her and shit, you know. But when that nigga was gone, she was kind of with it. Oh, Kirby's my uncle's homie. Yeah. Just like, yeah, he's, Kirby's out of Chicago, though. Kirby, there's a group that have females, Susies, these athletes at clubs, then goes home or hotel drug. The athlete, gimp suit, comes and does horrible things. Yeah, well, yeah. Yep, granny and all that. Yeah, indeed. I seen that white woman, MJ, got pregnant and Dale Davis took him in. They was hitting the same woman. Yeah. I mean, that's why, you know, when Jordan first got caught by Juanita, Jordan thought if he fucked around with a married woman, you know, he thought if he fucked around with a married woman, she would be less likely to tell. And they was the first ones. Like when he first broke up with Juanita, that was why. He was fucking that married woman. You know, he's fucking her. You know, and the daddy had it's another Jordan brother out there. The daddy had a little boy. You know, because the daddy became famous as well. And that's why, you know, that was the biggest sacrifice. You know, if you think of any of the sacrifices, and Jordan, you know, because she cheated on his mama, when they came to him and said, who's going to go? And, you know, he's like, this nigga done cheated on my mama. And you remember in the Jordan movie, his daddy ain't a strong character. The mama, it comes off as the stronger character. But if you look at the college picture, it's the daddy in the locker room. The mama couldn't go in the locker rooms. You always see the daddy. It's one film of Jordan's daddy in the locker room smoking a cigarette around the players. He is in the locker room smoking a cigarette. That's how big smoking used to be. This nigga in the 80s is in the college locker room smoking a cigarette. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, anybody can be had. I mean, that's why they have classes that try to give guys the game. You know, that's why the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, they all have classes, you know, and part of the classes, especially for football and basketball players, is learning the game of how to deal with these women. I mean, it's interesting. If you have good seats and you sit on the floor, or you sit like the first 5-10 rows off the floor, if you sit in there, you see the girls. You see the girls that's going to be with the players. They be having the passes, you know, the pass to be on the court after the game and shit. But you can see them. They be there and have good-ass seats. Be like, okay. Yeah, I see what you doing. Again, I don't club like I used to. But when I used to club, what is his name? The dude that would do like that. What was his name? That nigga, man. He was the ugliest dude I'd ever ran into. That dude was some kind of ugly. I mean, he played at Georgetown, played at Denver, played at Atlanta. Yeah, with that, it's slipping my mind. Sure, one of y'all know. Matumbo. Yeah, Matumbo is the ugliest man I think I've ever seen in my life. That was one ugly dude. And that was one dude, it didn't look like he could even buy coochie. Because I'm up in the club, me and my guys got a table, we drinking and shit, got bottles, we got a booth full of girls. Girls is waiting, standing around the booths and shit. Niggas are standing around the booth. Somebody get up, somebody jumps in the seat and shit. We on the second floor of the Slam, Prince Club. Matumbo's next to the bar. Billy Williams must have felt sorry for him because Billy Williams stood next to him. I was like, wow. Nobody's fucking with this nigga. Nobody was fucking with him at all, but he was one ugly man. So they holler at regular niggas too. They know them athletes dumb. That's what I'm telling you, man. We had it going on. We had it with my boy, because like I took my boy from Michigan and I took him out. And like this night, we go, matter of fact, we go to the game. We go to one of the side doors. This is like some almost high school shit, but really we went to one of the exits. One of my guys is at the exits. He's handing out tickets. And it was like 7 or 8 of us. He was like, he handing out tickets to us. He's just like, here. It's like the first man get the ticket. He just handing out tickets. And then like, I think one person it was like one person, it was 8 of us. And I think it was one person didn't have a ticket. And then he was like, oh, here go one. Because it's like where you could be let in the building, but you can't get into the courts, if you follow what I'm saying. So he let us in the building, but we still had to have tickets to go to the courts. So it wasn't where he let us in and we was in the courts. No, that you still got to go to the courts. So you have to have a ticket. And we had tickets right like on the angle of the hoop and shit. My boys tripping, it's like, because we didn't sit together, but it's like my boys in the game and good seats. We ain't pay shit. And then we go to the club, it's the same way. We go to the club and we ain't got to pay to get into the club. We buying drinks and shit, but, I'm with my boy Tyrone too, who's a Globetrotter. And so we get in that motherfucker free too, the Slam. And there's Matumbo's ugly ass, him and Billy Williams. Billy must have felt sorry because at first, nobody was around this nigga at first. He was by himself just standing there ugly. You know what I'm saying? Just standing there ugly. So it's about who has game, who has personality, and I was with niggas that was killers. I mean, lady killers, I mean, it was all my crew back in the 90s when we was here. Shit, yeah. Well, let me tell you, I did buy some gear. I always do a show about gear and shit. So I did get a little bit of gear, mostly just Christmas shit. So I'm not gonna say who it's for, just in case they watch the show. I doubt it, but these are a gift. And these are oversized fit, low rise, regular. And I'm pretty sure these are women's. And you see how they made the pocket the way the jeans, people like the baggier jeans now. And they made the pocket kind of like the baggy jeans. So this is a Christmas gift. Oh, and this was, how much was this motherfucker? This was $59, but I think we had 30% off. Well, the receipt ain't in here. I think we had 30% off, so 59 and 30%, or maybe this is 30% is what was off on it. I'm not sure. But these are nice. And then this top, this is obviously, and this is 26. This might have been 7 or 8. If this is 26, it might have been 30% off of this. And this is no Nike on it. Now this one does it. No, there's no Nike on this that I see. It's a Nike top, but there's this dry fit. And I think this might have been less. And my wife, the box is in the trash and I didn't go get it. So I don't know. These is Air Max. These are my wife's. These are suede. And then she likes the silver, like her Veremo's got the silver. Well, this one's got the silver. So she liked these Air Max. Sorry, I don't know the name. And this is suede or nubuck. And that's silver. You can tell my wife got these tiny ass feet. I don't even think I could put my toes in this motherfucker. So that's, and oh, and I got me a smaller bag. This is a Coach bag. Oops. And this is all leather. My other bag was like nylon, but this is all leather. And so super deal on this one. Super deal. Because what was this motherfucker? Maybe it didn't. I thought it was in there. Oh, I got chapstick right here. Damn. I'm suffering. Oh, but this motherfucker was $328. This motherfucker was $328. $328 for this motherfucker. Again, this is all leather, but I got it for 70% off at Coach. And so this, what, 90 bucks? 70% off of $328. And I didn't want a backpack because I already don't even wear this motherfucker. I think I've showed this a couple times, but this is my vintage Coach backpack. This backpack's probably 10, 15 years old. And that's all leather. There's leather up there. Leather down here. Leather in the back. So I don't see no point. I don't even use this motherfucker, so I didn't see a point of buying another backpack. Because I don't even use this one. But with this smaller, this is much smaller than what I've been carrying. So this is small. This is small. Because I can't carry him around in it. It's too small. He don't fit in it good. And when I didn't have anything to protect it, I had to wrap it up. You know, I broke off a little piece. You know, you never like, and this is serpentine, but this is the wear guide. But you never like breaking this kind of stuff. But, you know, they know we don't break it on purpose. You know, it's just, I like having this energy around me, you know, having that omic consciousness around me all the time. So right now, you know, it won't be going with me. It'll be just here with all my other stuff. So, oh, let me see. Did I bring it back? Ah, they suck. Well, let's see. Now, you know, it's the full moon tonight. And, you know, I always do a full moon meditation. So if you don't want to do it, that's okay. I understand. But I always do it. It's about 20 minutes. And if it's something you want to get into, feel free to get into it. Feel free to get into it. And if you've been around me for a while, you kind of know that I bring gotta make sure this is it. Because I don't know if that's it or not. Let's see. Turn this down till I know if this is it. Whoa. Anything about on here or something. our world,
Okay,
and there's world.
Yeah, that's the one. The day I couldn't get her.
Wants it. I'll probably end. With,
That's just got us on the. That's just got us. But I don't. Yeah, that's. Gotta find another one. Ah, here we go. Pretty sure this is it. So let me find where it starts. Or maybe it's not. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, it's funny when I watch myself. I mean, this is what year was this? Huh, no date on this. I see PJ Allen this night, and this has got to be streamed 1 month ago, and this wasn't streamed 1 month ago. Or maybe it was, but not the original show. The original show wasn't. Reminds me, I didn't get a cigar. Okay, y'all. I'm going to start the meditation. So those of you that want to do it, here it goes. Those of you that don't, I'll come back to philosophize a little bit after she does her thing.
Close our eyes, palms up. We do the palms up to receive. And we're going to start with some breath work. So as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in through your nose, and I want you to breathe down to your belly. When you breathe down to your belly, I want you to expand that belly. As you're breathing in, I want you to focus on breathing in love and light. Then I'm going to have you hold the breath. And then after we hold the breath, we're going to do an exhale. You're going to exhale from the belly out through the mouth. I'm going to give you some numbers. We're going to count this. So as I'm asking you to exhale, I want you to breathe out anything that's heavy, anything that you're carrying, anything that is keeping you from your dream come true, from your wishes, your desires in your life, and give it to the Creator, to Source, to God. When we do the breath work, just relax. Just be calm. No worries, no stress. Do the best that you can. Don't worry about the counting. If you can't make it to the full counts, it's okay. Do you. Okay, let's start with the first breath. Breathing in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Push it all out. Let it all go out. Next breath. Breathing in through the nose. Love and light down to the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, pushing it all out. Good. And last breath. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Releasing it all. Letting it all go. Now we're going to just do a scan of the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top of the head and we're going to move all the way down to our feet. I just want you to go through the body and release any tension, any stress, any tightness you may be feeling, any stuck energies. You're going to imagine it going down a drain, or you can just give it to Mother Earth. Mother Earth will recycle that energy. So don't feel bad that you're giving it to her. Just release it to her. Or like I said, just imagine it going down a drain, like you're standing in the shower and you're just washing it off. So let's start at the top of the head, releasing anything that is tight. Just letting it go. Just move to our forehead. Any tightness in the brows, your eyes, letting go of any stress. Moving down to your ears, your cheeks, your nose, your mouth, your jaw, chin, releasing any tightness in the shoulders, going down your arms, into your elbows, your lower arms, your wrist, your hands, your fingertips, letting go of any stress, any tension, any tightness in your upper back, your chest, lower back, your stomach, releasing any tension in your hips, lower legs, moving into the thighs, the knees, lower legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes, just letting it wash away, just releasing it, giving it to Mother Earth. Now I'd like you to take an inventory if anything still feels tight, going back and giving that area some love and allowing it to release. Let's start now by bringing your awareness within. I want you to start focusing on bringing that awareness from your mind down to your heart space. Start pulling that awareness into your heart space. As you keep a light focus between your brows, not looking for anything, not stressing about it, just a light focus as you pull that awareness into your heart space. Just gently pulling it down. As you do so, I want you to listen to the sounds in the room that you're sitting in. Maybe the fan is blowing or the heat is blowing. Just allowing those sounds and not attaching to them. You may hear family members or pets in the background. Just allowing as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. You might hear some cars driving by. Just allowing those sounds to occur as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. We're just being. Nothing needs to be done in this moment. Thoughts may be rising in your mind of what needs to be done after this meditation or what needs to be done tomorrow. We're not going to attach to those thoughts. We're just going to let that energy pass as you're just being. As you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. Not worried about the bills, the chores that need to be done. Not worried about the workday for tomorrow or for the rest of the week. Just going to let those thoughts pass as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. Letting go of any irritations you may have had today with things not going your way, and just allowing it to pass. As you sit in meditation, you may feel some numbness or tingling. That too shall pass, not attaching to it, or just being. Keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. If thoughts continue to rise, just gently pull yourself back into the heart space. Gently bring your awareness in. Now, being in the heart space, I want you to imagine a green lotus flower opening up. If you don't know what a lotus flower is, it's okay. Just imagine a flower opening up. This is where our love resides, in the heart space. I want you to move your awareness within the heart space, within that lotus flower. And I want you to feel that energy as it expands and moves in all directions. I want you to embrace yourself in that love, that unconditional love. And send out that same love to all beings. Now let's move our awareness down to our solar plexus. Your solar plexus is located about 6 inches above your belly button. As you move your awareness down there, I want you to imagine a yellow lotus flower opening up and bringing your awareness into the center of that lotus flower. This is where our will resides, our inner strength, our goals. Just move yourself into that energy and feel that energy. Remember, we're not doing anything. We're just being. Allow yourself to be guided. Now bring your awareness down to your sacral. The sacral is located between the hips, below the belly button, where our sexual organs are. I want you to imagine an orange lotus flower opening up. This is where our passion and creativity sits. Bring your awareness into the center of the lotus flower. Allowing that lotus flower to expand in all directions. This is where our self-care and self-love, doing the things that bring us joy, allowing yourself to feel that energy. Now bring your awareness down to your root chakra. This is at the base of your spine. Imagine a red lotus flower opening up. This is where our survival sits. Bring your awareness into the center of the lotus flower. As the lotus flower expands in all directions, feel the connection to Mother Earth. Feel the connection to knowing that all of your needs are being met and will continue to be met. Now, as we go in and ground ourselves to Mother Earth, I want you to feel yourself rooting into Mother Earth as I guide you down into the center. Just rooting yourself, letting yourself go, anchoring yourself into her energy. Bringing your energy down into both of your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. Bringing that energy down into the ground, into the rocks and dirt, going down the multiple layers of the earth, going down to Gaia, to Mother Earth, connecting with her consciousness, becoming one with her unconditional love. Feel yourself becoming one with her. We thank you, Gaia, for the blessings and graces that you give us. We thank you for all that you do for us on a daily basis. We thank the animals, the plants, the birds, the air, the wind, the water, and the fire for their part in our human experience and soul's evolution. Being filled with gratitude and love, now bringing that energy forth, bringing Mother Earth's energy as she gives it to us freely, bringing it up through the multiple layers of the earth, bringing that energy back up past the rocks and dirt, back up into the ground, into your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart. Now move your energies up to the throat chakra. I'd like you to imagine a blue lotus flower opening up. This is where our truth resides, our communications with others. Feel that lotus flower opening up and expanding in all directions as you bring your awareness within. Feeling the energies. As we speak our truth, and we speak the truth with loving ways and loving words. Now bring your awareness up to your third eye. This is between the brows. You're going to imagine a purple lotus flower opening up. As you do so, bringing your awareness into the center as it expands in all directions. This is where our intuition or our connection to a higher self resides. Feeling those energies of being guided, of the knowings, of the nudges, of the visions, of the hearing, the whispers in our ears of what we should be doing to continue to be on that path. What is for our highest and greatest good, and for those who are around us and surround us. Allowing that energy to expand. Now bring your awareness up to the crown chakra. The crown chakra is right above your head, outside of your body. Imagine a white lotus flower opening up. This is where our connection to wisdom and to the divine creator resides. Feel yourself moving into that energy as the lotus flower expands in all directions. Allowing ourselves to be guided, knowing the truth that we are all one. Now bring your awareness up to the sun. Allow yourself to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the life force energy. Feeling the energy of the sun on your body into each and every single cell. Bathing in that healing energy. Now bring your awareness up to the full moon, where the feminine energies resides. This is called the pink moon. This is a very powerful moon. Even though the full moon energies were the highest yesterday, we still have the energies for 3 more days. During a full moon, we do a release of letting go of things no longer that serve us, so that we can make room for the things that we desire in our life, which we plant during the new moon. This moon is also requiring us to be grateful for all that we have. For all the things in our life that we are grateful for, so that more can come forward. I'd like everybody to take a few minutes at this point and go ahead and say the things that you are grateful for in your mind towards the moon, and then also recognizing the things that you'd like to release and asking the energies of the moon to help assist with that. So let's take a few minutes and do a release and do some gratitude.
All right. I'm gonna follow that up with just a quick divination for everybody. And I'm sending out a little animal. Whoa, it's way too high. I'm gonna send a little animal energy out. Animal. Okay, there we go. Animal energy out to everybody. Okay. And the animal energy I'm sending out is the energy of the fox. Willie Fox has many alloys in the woodlands, including the foliage, which offers protection and much medicine. Fox is seemingly able to vanish amidst the lush undergrowth of the forest. This flora is Fox's ally. The ability to meld into one's surrounding and be unnoticed is a powerful gift when one is observing the activities of others. Another natural gift of the fox is the ability to adapt to winter by changing the colors, like a chameleon. Its rich white and winter fur allows one to blend into the snow, and when the leaves no longer linger. Fox medicine involves adaptability, cunning, observation, integration, and swiftness of thought and action. These traits may also include quick decisiveness, sure-footedness in the physical world. Fox's ability to be unseen allows this to be the protector of the family unit. If danger rises, the fox is Johnny on the spot. Nana Whala, the great spirit of the Choctaw tongue, honors Fox with the duty of keeping the family together and safe. This is accomplished through Fox's ability to observe undetected without making others self-conscious. Fox is always concerned with the safety of family members and the excellent talismans for those traveling far ahead. If a fox has chosen to share the medicine with you, it is a sign that you are to become like the wind, which is unseen yet is able to weave into through any location situation. You will be wise to observe the acts of others rather than their words at this time. Use your cunning nature in a positive way. Keep silent about who and what and why you are observing. In learning the art of camouflage, you need your test abilities to pull this off. So, little fox energy. And as far as chameleons, I forgot to say Raven, the dude who Raven's brother in the movie. The way the movie ends is Kraven. Kraven's brother ends up being the chameleon. Kraven's brother gets he's a musician. He plays the piano and a singer. And when he gets kidnapped, they send his finger back where they had cut it off. And so the way it ends, when you see him, like at the end of it, when Kraven done killed the rhino and stuff, it switches back to his brother's club. That's how it kind of ends. And in the brother's club, you notice that the brother's finger ain't missing anymore. You know, because they had cut his finger off because they wanted 10 million, 20 million, whatever, from the mafia oligarch. And then when you see him singing, because he wears this ring, and you see the ring and the hand is back on the finger. And so in the final scene,
the brother realizes that the Kraven realizes that the brother has taken over his dad's business. So the brother is now in the mafia, and he took over the business. And what's interesting is the brother turns into the chameleon, which I guess if you're a comic head, you would know, but I didn't know that his brother was the chameleon. So that's kind of how it ended. It ends. Forgot to mention that. So hoping to spoil anybody if anybody wanted to get into that. But it's a good movie. It's worth seeing. But I forgot to mention that part when I said chameleon. But yeah, sometimes it's good to lay in the cut. You ain't always got to be, the attention seeker and stuff, And so sometimes it's good to observe others for whatever move you trying to make. Instead of, showing your cards, hold your cards close to your chest and be the observer and see how things is playing out in front of you and then make your decision. So, hey, Blue Marvel, what's happening? Your power totem is the fox.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
My two other power totems are the eagle and the black jaguar. I've got a totem over here that here, let me grab it. This is a totem I acquired a while ago. And as you see in this one, you see on top of it is the amphibian. And then you have the eagle. Then on the bottom you have the owl. And the owl and the man is laying on the eagle's breast. And on the bottom is the owl. And then the owl has in his mouth the bat. So you got all this consciousness together. And I think one thing that we forget as people is we are amphibians inside the mother. We take a shape very similar to that. So that a lot of. So this is my totem pole. This is what energy that I work with. And I'm sure it's a copy of some real totem pole somewhere, but it resonated with me, so I picked that up. Man, I picked that up back in 15, I think. Man, I was looking at me in the One Divineness. That was before COVID. That had to be in 20. I think, yeah, that had to be in 20 when it had to be the summer of 20 because I dated her. I think we met when it was kind of cool. Yeah, the first time we met, it was kind of cool. So it must have been around January, February. We dated about 6 months. And so I think when we did the show, it's probably before COVID. COVID hadn't hit yet. So summer of 20 maybe? I don't know. Maybe the summer of 19. I don't know. It was before COVID though. I was thinking about it was before COVID. So I wish her well. If there any time she don't want me to show this, I won't. So the eagle is the solar bird, is the phoenix, and the original animal symbol for American was supposed to be the phoenix, yet they chose the eagle. Well, the eagle goes back to the Rome. Rome chose the eagle. If you think about it, that's why they chose the eagle. The eagle goes back to Rome and the Pope. You dig? That's why you see all the countries in Europe using the same symbol. So, wow, who is this cat? Billionaire mango founder dies in accident. What's a mango founder? Let's see who this mug is in the morbid news. Who is this mug? Fashion brand Mango's billionaire. What is Mango? Isaac has died in a hiking accident. The company said the 70-year-old slipped and fell from 100. Oh, I think we read this already. Family in Montserrat near Barcelona. Local media report.
Deep regret. I think this was who opened his first mango store in Barcelona was worth 4.5 billion at the time of his death. I thought I don't know. I don't know if this is the guy I'm thinking of. I thought we looked at one of these clothing, but wow. Okay, I don't know what is mango. I don't know. What is mango? Right? Here's an example. Local mango chief executive. What is mango? Let's find out. Here we go. Mango clothing brand. Oh, I've never seen this shit. This is some real shit. I think. Okay, mangoes. Okay. No, I do not want. Don't want this. I don't want your cookies. Thank you. Okay, so I never heard of this shit, but here it is. Mango. Let me go back one more. I think he wait. I think he died a while ago. Yeah, I think he died a while ago. But let's check out demand clothing. I'm all with fashion. Oh, okay. Okay. New now. Ooh, we like this. One of these cashmere. What is this? Oh, okay. He sells. Oh, so these just wool. Wow, this is affordable. Just wool coat. Not bad. Not bad. Very pricing. Look at this. Double breast. Pants was $89. The top, so $200. Get you a whole suit. I like this. Wow, that's nice. Wool blend flannel overcoat. This shit is affordable. Wow, nice and affordable. Huh. Wool coat. Where's that coat at? It ain't that one. His shit's real affordable, not bad. Wool blend flannel overshirt. Okay. Know what y'all thinking? These white boy clothes. Fake suede effect. Fake suede coat. It's casual wear. How much is the boots? $159. Leather boots. Okay. Mango. All right, mango. So it's like I say it's slightly higher. It's like almost Macy's. This probably competes with Macy's. I'm surprised Macy ain't got this kind of shit in it. But I've never seen this stuff in Macy's. Because these prices are affordable. Real affordable. For wool, a wool coat, this is real affordable. Oh, finally. Brother, what is this called? What is that? Cardigan. This kind of nice cardigan. $119. Cardigan. Oh, okay. Oh, this is the same sweater, but a sweater tied behind his neck. Okay. So that ain't bad. This shit ain't really bad. It's very affordable. This is 50s kind of look. Very affordable shit. Wow, mango. Okay, he became a billionaire for selling affordable clothes. All right, he's selling affordable clothes, y'all. Mango. On the show Battle of the Planets, original Japanese name Kachiman, Kishu Eagle, Lindru Eagle. The ship is called the Phoenix, and the pilot is Rock Owl, the owl. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm impressed with Mango. I'm gonna have to order me some shit from Mango. What's your occupation? Pressing license plates. I'm a license plate pressing motherfucker. It's some old Richard Pryor. Oh man, check these out. I saw these is like normally 180 or 190. I saw a pair of these for 126. They ran super small. The 14 was tight on me. So they must run super small. Comfortable as fuck though. But I don't know if this edge is for everybody. And it wasn't this colorway. It was a different colorway. But there's 126. And really, I have so many shoes. I ain't got nowhere to put shoes. So I did not get those Jordans. I didn't get the newest Jordans that was released. I might get the ones released this week. I don't know. Don't really need them. So don't really need them. So I don't know if I'm getting the blue ones, the 11s. Is that what's coming out? The 12s? Or is it the 13s? I forget. Whatever new one's coming out. I think they come out on the 18th. So I don't know. I might get a pair. I just might get a pair. They're two something, but I like them. I think they're more stable shoe. The new Carolina, whatever it is, 10s, not comfortable shoes. Not even with my inserts. I got the low tops and they're not made well for one. And just not a very comfortable shoe. So to each his own. Sneakerheads. I don't know if the shoe sold out or not. I don't know. I probably could find it if I wanted it. But it's a no for me, y'all. It's a no for me. Man, I have been getting into, spiritual side. I've been lazy on the physical side, lazy getting fat, eating too damn much because I had the munchies and shit. That's the bad thing about the munchies. You just want to munch on shit all night. You just fuck around. The red one is on Amazon. So if y'all want to check the red one out, it's good. The red one is real good. 11s. Okay, the 11s, yeah. But, yeah, they came out, and I like that blue, the royal blue. They're coming out like with a type of royal blue on the 18th. So was that Wednesday? It's the 16th now. So, in the 16th? Yeah, it's the 16th. And we got, what is the Mayan calendar? This is the real time. The real time is kept by the Mayan calendar. So I have this app called Living Maya Time. It's called Living Maya Time. And it has the Mayan calendar. And this is the real time. This is the real date. And yes, it's translated over to the English, but they have kept their own time. Especially it never stopped. That's why 2012, that's where they got this from. See, they really when it came to 2012, they thought the European occupiers really thought it might be the end for them. They really thought so. They was very leery when 12 hit because basically from the Mayan calendar standpoint, it was the end of a epic, an end of a era. It was the end of an era. And so for the occupiers, they were kind of worried. Was this magic going to come and just blow up in their faces? Because they weren't sure. They didn't know what to think about 2012 because it had been written before they came here. And that was the problem of what they didn't understand. And could they stifle the magic? And so today is 13 batoons, 0 katoons, 12 tunes, 2 unos, 18 kin. So the token name is 1 Astanab, and the Hakim date is 1 Kanak. And the god is God 4, God of the night. Which again, they don't know the names of the gods. Especially the night gods, there's been no translation. They don't know everything. They think they've got most of this shit translated, but they don't have it all translated. So and the Mayan time goes back billions. It's stellies, which is kind of their record keeping that has dates back into the billions. So, and we know that this really system that I just told you, that comes from the Omen or the Omic. It comes from them. It was there before. They learned it. They learned it for them. They copied their, again, the gods and all that in South America all were first worshipped by the Omen or the Omic. Of course, the names change as the dialogue changes, but it's still, the numbers were taught to them about that, and the script wasn't. They still can't read the Omen script. They ain't been able to decipher it. They have deciphering the Mayan. That's why we know so much more about Mayan, because they can read the shit. They was able to decipher it. And probably enough oral tradition of people, kind of gave them understanding. They able to put it together. And the counting and stuff is easy, the dates and counting. So, and again, years ago, I was able to kind of read, follow along pretty good. Like I got a couple books back there that tells the stories, and at one point I could read the way the stories was written. So, and that's why I like having this around me. But it's time and a place, and it's time to. I got the arm. I got to fix the arm, but this consciousness. I love this consciousness, and this is not mine. This comes from the omen. This is the were baby transferring into the panther. The transformation, the shape shifting, And I put this on Facebook. It's like, they're showing all these drones. There's so many theories of these drones. One theory is they're moving nuclear stuff closer to the coast. So they're doing a distraction. That's why the government ain't saying nothing. So they can start sending more nuclear weapons over to Russia, over to Europe to get ready for this conflict with Russia. That's some theories. But this is to show you it's real and fake. Because I just watched last night a Christmas show that was nothing but drones. It had a reindeer running in the air. It had all kind of Christmas shit moving, saying words. It had the name of the company that was doing it. So these are hundreds of drones that they got in sync that move together to make shit in the sky. Almost like the same way as the 4th of July, shit blowing up. But this shit is just there already. They're able to send these drones, and they can train these drones to go in shapes where it looks like animation and stuff. I saw this last night with my own eyes. They had this last night in the sky. And you telling me, now this state, everything that goes up has to be registered in this state. Everything. If you have a little bitty drone and it can go a couple hundred feet in the air, you got to register it. You got to register. Every drone in this state has to be registered. It's a heavy fine. Maybe you can even get arrested if you don't. Now, my understanding, most states have this. But you telling me that they got drones over Philadelphia that ain't nobody know nothing about. Now, come on now. That's some bullshit if there was ever some bullshit. Walking with Jesus, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
I got them, but I am not going out to wear them like these fools be doing. Oh, you got them? Okay. You said you got them. You got an L, a W. Okay. I feel you. I mean, I like them. They were one of my favorite pair. I bought me, my son, and both my son's pairs. My son might have a picture. I don't know. But I bought like 3 pair. And so, it's not like I didn't have them before. I had them. And they still can be had. I mean, it's just, I don't know. My low tops, and the patent leather wasn't that great. So I passed. It was a pass for me, but nothing wrong with getting them. Dang, somebody deleted my message for no reason. Oh, I didn't see your other message. I'm sorry. I didn't delete it. I don't know. Maybe somebody did. Hidden haters. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed your message and stuff. Maybe you send it again. As long as it wasn't offensive. And he's been here before. So whatever you got to say, I'm sure it's okay. But yeah, it's the government playing stupid shows you something else. And, apparently Trump is getting pissed. It's like, Biden, what are you doing? Biden check this out. All you Kamala people that was simping for her. You know who Biden just pardoned? Okay. Biden just pardoned the judge. The judge who was getting paid to send boys to prison. Boys was getting minor offenses. He was sending them to juvenile prison for minor offenses, minor offense, minor things, minor crimes. Where they should have get probation. This judge was getting paid by this private prison. He was getting paid by this private prison, got convicted, got 20 some years, and Biden pardoned him. Now, if there was ever a man that didn't deserve to be pardoned, he was doing back what they was doing in Reconstruction, selling people to the prisons. Because that's what part of Reconstruction was too. And that was my argument about Biden the whole time, was Clinton and the crime bill that Biden pushed through because he was the senator. Said he didn't want his children to be going to school in the jungle. And as far as I know, his children went to private schools. And this is the same man that a bunch of people was capping for. I mean, people forget that Trump pardoned Kwame Brown, Kodak Black. Now, I ain't saying Kwame Brown didn't do some of what they said, but damn if he deserved to be life in prison for what he did. Life from the feds. Now, that dude who was selling children, he definitely deserved to get what he got, and then Biden pardoned him. So, you know that was about money. That dude knew somebody that knew somebody, and they got that bread to the Biden's family, because Biden came in one of the poorest senators of all time. He came in not a rich person at all. That's why he jumped on to be a Dixiecrat. That was his way of really trying to touch elbows with these rich folks, is by jumping on being a Dixiecrat, which was back then was with segregation. Even late as I think he went in at 72. Still fucking with, I mean, he was fucking with all the Storm Thurmond, who was the king of the filibuster, that stopped a lot of those civil rights laws, Indian right laws. And here's Biden right with them. He was a Dixiecrat. Even though he's from what, Vermont? Delaware? But he sided with the Dixiecrats. And people, you know, really Hillary didn't get elected because of the crime bill. That's why I saw a picture of my cousin cheesing. I'm like, man, that's why I think my cousin, even though he's in the Nation of Islam, I still think he's an agent. Why are you cheesing with Clinton? Why would Farrakhan say it was okay for you to be around Bill Clinton? You cheesing, taking pictures with this motherfucker. That's to me screams agent. That screams agent. And he been with Nation of Islam for all them years. But yet you cheesing every moment you got to be with one of the motherfuckers. You cheesing in their face. Big Gretch, which we know her, you know, the governor of Michigan. Then he was cheesing with Harris, sister girl. She walked behind this nigga taking a picture. I'm the mayor of Benton Harbor, Michigan. Insignificant place in the world. But yet he all in these people's faces cheesing. You know, some people sell their soul for nothing, you know? Pledge yourself to other people. Because that's what I really didn't like about, you know, when Wallace D, whatever he called him, Elijah Muhammad's son, when he took over, they were Sunni Muslims. So it's no pledging to a leader. You supposedly pledge to Allah. And you got Farrakhan talking about what kind of prophet he is. Same thing Elijah Muhammad said. Same thing Noble Drew Ali said. Kind of Malcolm kind of said a little bit too. But shit, Elijah Muhammad said he was just straight up God. It was like, it was Farad, and it was him. He said Farad was God, but then Farad gave him the God. Who Elijah Muhammad just pushed out the way. And they was both part of Noble Drew Ali's. They were both Moors. Elijah Pooh was Elijah Muhammad's name. And Farak, I think was his name, was the one, the one that both was Moors. And then once they killed Noble Drew Ali, these cats started the Nation of Islam. And then Elijah Muhammad saw a little bit of money coming in. He pushed dude out, and dude went to New Jersey. They told the story that dude just disappeared. No, dude was in New Jersey. You can look at the article of Muhammad Ali's wife, his first wife, Belinda, talking about it, or Kalia, maybe her name is now. You can see her talking about it. She describes him. And yeah, so he wasn't dead, like Elijah Muhammad tried to push out there. So you got Farrakhan talking about, some people call him a prophet. I don't know one person ever called him a prophet, because he's obviously been an agent his whole life. I mean, the Black Panther, the Black Muslims was gone. When Wallace D took over, they were gone. He said they were going to be Sunni Muslims, but the government wanted Black Muslims. Again, controlled opposition. They was getting them grants. They was getting that what a C10 or C whatever it's called, the church. You don't have to pay taxes. They was on that shit too. They didn't have to pay taxes. Same thing as these churches was doing, which means you work for the government. That's what that means. That's the same with the Black Panthers. You know, there's the popular one with Fred, a dude coming to Fred on how to write a grant. So you talking about hate the European occupiers, but you are borrowing money. You are writing grants to get money from these same occupiers that you say are all devils, but you take their money. You write grants to their government. So do you see you're being deceived? I mean, even though they were great men, they were deceivers in a lot of way, not telling the whole truth, only telling the parts of truth. Like even King, you know, when he talks about not only that, it was only after they cut their bread off. He didn't come out and saying integration was terrible. Keep the money in the hood. Let's stay segregated, which we should have stayed segregated. I mean, really, it should have still been a segregated country. I mean, they should have drawn the boundary lines and said certain people live here, certain people live there. It would have been best for everybody. I mean, look at the other people. The Jewish faith people lives in areas, the gypsies in Chicago, they all live in the city, got their own little city. So what would have been wrong with us just having our own areas we controlled? What would have been wrong with that? But instead, they want to disperse us all around the country instead of, you know, integrate. And that's where King let us down. That's where, you know, we were stupid to follow him. Segregation was better. I mean, look at all the people that would like if you really look at it, before Reconstruction, when things were segregated, melanated people did wonderful. I mean, that's another reason when, you know, they do the violence to force us to segregate, really. When we really thought we was helping ourselves by wanting to be segregated, in reality, they, you know, anytime the melanated people of America get close to surpassing the occupiers, what happens? They attack them. Rosewood, Tulsa, Chicago, 1919. Soldiers come back, they start killing soldiers. They start killing soldiers that fought for America and France. Really, they was under French command. And the same thing happened in World War II. We have 1945 riots across the country killing U.S. servicemen that came back because, again, they was used to killing occupiers. They used to killing Europeans. So they were afraid of them. And I've told about my family member, one of the first Green Berets that was a melanated person. And they gunned him down in the street. Because when he showed he was interested in civil rights, they couldn't have a man skilled as him. And then again, he was naive. He didn't know his importance and how he really had to move around these folks. He should have. He'd been around government. He was in the service a couple years. He should have known how they moved. But I take it that he was a little bit of a hothead, despite having all these skills, ego in there, not knowing who he was. And let them set him up so they could murder him, putting himself in a position to be murdered instead of just being an observer. That's what we was talking about with the Fox. You know, just be an observer. It was a movie, well, of course, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. But it was another movie like that one. Same kind of thing, where you just go underground, cells, you know, you have small cells and pockets that fight the power. Because like, you know, everybody says, revolution has never been non-violent. I mean, that's what happened to here, and that's why we live in an occupied country, because of violence. And then we had a man like Biden, you know, first president to really, really say that, you know, you ain't got bombs, you ain't got atom bombs, and you ain't got jets. That's the first president to really threaten the American people. And I don't think, you know, really what Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad was asking for was really what we should have wanted. We should have rejected integration. We should have rejected it. But we were fooled as a people, thinking that it would make a difference. Hasn't made a difference. What the difference is it tore up the black communities. It tore up the black shopkeepers, tore up the melanated people that had their own businesses and ran their own neighborhoods. That's what it got rid of. Money being spent where you live. Now, if you live in the suburb, I mean, hell, there's no small businesses you really to support. If you live in the suburbs, not really. But the way the old neighborhoods was set up, it was nothing but businesses. It was where the people live, schools, businesses, and of course, churches and social groups. That's the way the neighborhood used to be set up. So, you knew everybody. You live next door to the butcher. You live next door to the people that got eggs, people that got milk. You live next door to these folks. So this is who you did your business with. So your neighborhood was enhanced. You knew all your neighbors. Why do you think they don't want you to know your neighbors? Because in that that's a power. If the whole neighborhood knows each other, there's a power in that. I mean, listen to like it's a dude got a channel. He talks to old Chicago cats. They always wear hats and shit. But when he talks about, when they lived in the late 50s and the early 60s, these people, like everybody knew everybody. Even in a big town like Chicago, a lot of people knew each other. Like the cliques knew each other's cliques. The teenagers, the young men, they knew all how to move around Chicago and all the other people in Chicago. And how they was able to move and be together and have a little, even when they talk about the projects and all the people in the projects knowing each other. You got one building with thousands of families and everybody pretty much knows each other that you come from that building. It's like even you move in this hundreds of, or even thousands of families, people know you come from that building. Robert Taylor Homes. Yeah, that nigga's from the Robert. I know him like that. He's from the Robert Taylor. We from the same building. And that wasn't that long ago, 40 years, some years ago, it was still like that, 50 years ago. And so now they don't want you to know your neighbors. They know it's a strength in numbers. So that's why they buying up all the houses. They just want renters in the houses. They don't want you to even build up equity. And really, one thing that they want to cut the government out of our lives is why do they own all the land? What is the word with an A where only the queen doesn't own land? The queen doesn't have to pay taxes on the land. Now they got it where the natives don't have to pay taxes on their land, but everybody else do. You could have a house paid off and you still got to pay taxes. Tell me where does that make sense? That makes no sense. When you pay the house off, everything should stop other than you paying utilities. It shouldn't be a death sentence to have to pay for that taxes on that house for eternity. And that's the way the system is set up. It's taxes on that house for eternity. It's taxes on your land for eternity. You never own the land. It's only illusion of owning it. And that's the kind of thing that we should be against. I mean, that's real agendas. Get rid of that. So, because we pay enough taxes and everything else. I mean, people don't realize how much taxes we pay. We're probably one of the biggest, heaviest tax civilizations ever is in America right now. And that's why they want you to think about illegal aliens and drones. They don't want you to realize how heavily taxed you are. I mean, tell me it's fair that they're going to take money out of your check. They're going to take money out of your check for taxes. Then when you go buy some, check taxes again. Now, how does that make any sense? How does that make sense? How is that fair in a system that's triple taxing you? It's like you motherfuckers that smoke cigarettes. Now you got to pay extra taxes. They tried to get you, they tried to get you to quit smoking, but they know you won't. So they putting an extra burden on you. Well, we're going to tax your ass. Oh, no taxes if you have a family member buried on the property. I did not know that. Because my family has a plot. I don't know how you get in it. My cousin Kelly, who's a couple years younger than me, she's buried in it. Both my grandparents, both my great grandparents are buried in it. My great great grandparents are buried in it. And then my great 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 grandmother, let me see, fourth grade. No, that would be, yeah, Dicey would be his mother. She's buried there too. So yeah, Dicey Heathcock Ampey. She's buried there. And that would be, George would be, let me see. William is my great grandfather. Yeah, the one in the Civil War would have been George, was great great, and his mother was Dicey. So my third great grandmother is buried on this family plot, which have a direct linkage to me. Oh. But the world is, it's like if you're not working on your spiritual self, you're kind of going to be in trouble. I'll say that. And I only mean that because that's the one thing they can't really take away from you. If you do enough spiritual thing and for the most part live your life a good person, there's nothing they can really do for you. You're not what they want. You're not what they feed off of. And if they're not able to feed off you most of your life, they kind of have to let you go. They see that you're strong enough to fight them. And that's what it is. It's like strong enough to spiritually fight them, strong enough to not fear death, strong enough to make a entity that's unagreeable agreeable. See, these are the things that they don't want you to have. They don't want you to work on. They don't want you to work on yourself. They want you to think about everything else but you. They do not want you every day to say, I got a spiritual practice I'm going to be consistent with. That's just me and the source in me, because we're all from the source. Whatever you want to call source energy, we all have it in us. I mean, we can create. We can create life. And so, the seed is in us as well, in our source. We are all connected to source. So whatever you want to call that source, I don't think we're able to sway it. I don't think we are able to, that energy. I mean, I think there's energies that you can work with, but I think when it comes to source energy, it just puts it out there and it's on you. It's on you. It's on you to find ways to be closer to it because it's in you already. And so it's on you to find it. It's on you to find your magic through your family, what your family had left you. Because that's what, when I was talking about Cossack records, that's what it is. It's the records, the deep, old, ancient records of who you really are and where you really come from. And we each have a place like that. That we can study how ancient we are and where we come from. Because it's already in us. It's in our DNA. That's why they want to call it junk DNA. Because who we really are is inside of us all the time. And, there are where you can do a family vision quest and try to connect. One time I'll give it out. I'll pass some of that energy out. But I was trying to connect with one of my great grandmother, right? Let me see, Robert's mother. So no, she'd have been great. And she appears and she gave me a hug and all her side of the family embraced me in a big giant hug. It was like through hugging her, I was able to touch all her family. And all her family was proud of me. It was like millions of hands all reaching at us, all hugging me back through me connecting with her. Person that died way before I was born. But yet that was open to me. And it's open to all you as well. And that's, a simple way to kind of use what's available spiritually. You can look at a picture of someone And then you think about it because, you imprint them on you. Then you think about them and see what happens. And, it's funny, like when people have deaths, it's like, for some people, it's hard for them, then they never get over it. Other people, it's under the circumstance of the person's death. But, I have some relatives that, they just can't get over it. And it's a heartbreaking thing. It is. But yet understand that they're in a better place and you're not here to grieve them for the rest of your life. There's nothing wrong with grieving, but that has a place as well because you can't be caught. Grieving is almost like quicksand because very quickly you can lose yourself in grieving. Like I don't know if I told this, but like I had a friend, his daddy got killed accidentally. Somebody shot in his daddy's pool hall, hit him. Now, I don't know if they was trying to kill the dad. Maybe, I don't know the full story, but it killed him. Killed his dad. Then a few years later, his mother died. She died of heartbreak. She couldn't get over it. And so that keeps you in that vibration of death. That keeps you in it. You're not breaking out of it. The 5 members of the Gotcha Man, the Science of Ninja team represent the 5 elements: soul, fire, earth, and water. I can dig it. And that's what the cross really is. The cross is, just the directions, the elements. That's all the cross is. That's why, when they came, the Mayans saw the cross, they already knew it because for them, it was just the directions or those 4 elements. But for them, it mainly meant directions, not no Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It didn't mean none of that to them. But they understood the cross and they looked at it. That's why they tried to call it a Quetzalcoatl's cross. Because under him is directions. But they want to call it a cross, but it's not a cross. It's directions. So, well, I'm almost at 3 hours. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Again, I had another good week, and it looks like it's gonna keep getting good because I was 11-3. And who's listening that gave me the Dolphins pick? One of y'all gave me the Dolphins pick when I had picked the Texans, and I let you convince me. Or I would only lost 2 games this week because I kind of looked at this, thought that the Texans would win at home. But I do listen to y'all because y'all listen to me. So I understand. So I'll take the L. I'll take the L for that. That's no problem. I'll definitely take that L. And so, again, I'm 152-61. I'm 152-61. So I'm roughly what? 70%, 75% maybe, something like that. And this week, 11-3 with the potential to be 13-3 if I win both games tomorrow, because it's 2 games. Remember, the Broncos play the Vikings, the Bears play the Vikings, and the Falcons play the Raiders. So it's 2 games on tomorrow. So, and I picked the Vikings and the Falcons. So, beginning of the old transition into a no life. Indeed. All right, guys. They used to always tease me because I used to call everybody guys. Come on, guys. When I'd ref, I was like, come on, guys, let's go, guys. So they'd see me, they'd always tease me. Hey, guys, let's go, guys. But, they dug me. And that's I really thought, I really loved when I refed. I loved that, I could be around young people and be an inspiration and also deal with them in a positive way. Even though the game didn't go the way they thought, I think just the way I would handled myself and dealt with them, I think was positive. And so I was glad that I had that opportunity all those years to interact with these children in such a beautiful, natural way, and me being the holder of the infinite sacred ball game, I feel it's my job. I feel that all ball courts, that's why I was looking at something like I was at the wrestling match the other day. My nephew wrestles, and I was at his wrestling match, and it's like, it's not a ball game. It's funny. It's not a ball game, but it's played in a ball court. So it's still part of it because of where it's played. The energy is still that where it's played. So, I was reading some shit. You know what the Irish had? The Irish have those sticks, their canes, like. Don't you know the Irish would just get together and just beat the hell out of each other with these canes? Like there were rules on how you beat each other with these canes. I don't think you were meant to kill each other, but they would just get together and just beat each other with canes when they was mad. or it was just, I don't even know if they was mad at each other. It's just something that they did. They just get together. The Irish would get together and beat each other, or the Scottish, which one of them. And they would beat the shit out of each other with these canes. Oh, so that's some far out shit. That is some far out shit. Let's go. Let's go. I got my stick. Let's go beat each other with sticks. Hey, Dad, can I go beat with sticks? I'll show I'm brave. No, son, you're not quite old enough to beat with sticks. Or the son don't want to go beat with sticks. Fuck that with sticks, Dad. I don't want to hit with those goddamn sticks. I don't want to be hit with a stick, Dad. Fuck them sticks. I don't want them motherfuckers to, I don't want to be stick, Dad. Hell, last time I did it, the stick hurt my arm. Then you had the motherfuckers like, I can't wait to stick some motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm going to beat the shit out of some motherfuckers. I can't wait. So, I don't know. Smokey, did anybody see Smokey Robinson on TV with his old ass? He got all that shit in his face, all that Botox and plastic surgery. What do you say? The 5 members of the Science Ninja team represent. Okay, I got that one. Death is the beginning. I got that one. The Ankh symbolizes the life and synergy of the man and the woman. That's a good point. But man, watch Smokey on Motown Christmas. If you catch that bullshit, these niggas cheesing and shit. It's like these motherfuckers can never stop. That's why you still seeing Jesse Jackson. When something happens, they like, wheel Jesse out. Jesse don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. That nigga been fucked up with Parkinson's. All right, it's kicking in, y'all. Just enjoy the full moon energy. It's the winter moon, the cold moon, snow moon. Just enjoy that energy. And for today, be the fox. It's the divination I put out there. Be the fox.